Trying to figure out how you can start using live streaming in your business to be able to market online. Well, I got 3 tips for you here in today's episode that are going to make using live streaming a whole lot easier. So stick around.
Can't say I never tried to warn ya. And I'm just trying to tell ya.
Hello everyone. Welcome to Ed Talk TV, Conversations Worth Having. I'm your host, Ed Troxel from edtroxel.com, where I help you embrace live video. That's right. I help you with Facebook Live specifically. There's a reason and a method behind the madness, but Facebook Live, so that way you can show up more for your audience, show up, deliver, and engage. Yes, we have all of the things here for you. And today what we want to talk about is 3 tips for you to be able to embrace live video and use Facebook Live as a tool for your business so that you can use it for getting your message out there, connecting with your audience, and really being able to streamline your marketing efforts here online. Before we do that, I want to do a quick plug for our sponsor today. That would be my program, Coaches Go Live. Yes, Coaches Go Live is where you can learn how to use video to boost your business and gain the skills that you need to stay relevant. It's an 8-week program where I work with you hands-on to help you increase your visibility through live streaming. We put together a whole plan for you that you actually implement during the time that we spend together. So then that way you're not just learning, but you're actually taking action. So if you want to learn more about Coaches Go Live, please send me a message or feel free to check it out on my website there at troxel.com. So today we are going to talk about the 3 tips for video marketing with Facebook Live. Now, whether you love Facebook or you hate it, that's not the question today. Everyone's got their different feelings about it, but we are coming at it from a business perspective. And for business purposes, Facebook is still a good choice. It's still going to make you money, and it's still going to have a greater impact on what you bring to the table. So Facebook is still the #1 social network site. Again, love it or hate it, the facts are it's still there. And it, of course, owns Instagram. So if you're an Instagrammer, you can take these same tips that I'm going to give you and apply it over on Instagram. That's the beauty of what I teach, especially the information I teach inside of my Coaches Go Live program, which is today's sponsor. It's one of the things that I love about live streaming is that what I teach you specifically regarding Facebook Live can be applied to any other live streaming platform that you choose. The reason we pick Facebook, though, is because we're coming at it from a business perspective. We're making sure that we're making the right choices based off of the data. And the data shows that Facebook's still #1, and it's still the easiest one to use for live streaming as well as for repurposing those live streams. And so if you want more information, you can talk to me about it later. But today I want to keep this short and straight to the point for these 3 tips. So if you're here, be sure to say hello. If you're watching the replay or even listening to the replay, be sure to say hello, and let's get into it. So 3 tips here for you. The first one is you have to have a good quality camera and make sure you have a decent lighting. So as you can see right here, I have a really decent camera, a fancy camera, I would say, because it blurs the background. You don't need this. Your phone will work just fine. Most of you will have, if not all of you, will have at least a decent phone that's probably been out for the past 2, maybe 4 years, maybe 5 years. You know, depends on how good the phone is when you first got it. But you don't need to get anything crazy. You just have to have a decent camera so that people can see you and have decent lighting, just like I have right now. You can position yourself in front of windows. You can have extra lights turned on. Depending on what kind of camera you have, you might be able to play with the settings. There's all kinds of things you can do with it. I have a blog post if you need it to talk more about that. So that's step one. You want to make sure you have a good camera with good lighting. Number two, you want to speak clearly and slowly. So what happens is sometimes we get so excited that we start to speed up in our talking just because we really want to get through it. We get a little bit nervous. And if we take a breath and we start to really slow things down, it may feel and sound awkward on our end, but it's actually coming through just fine. It's okay through live streaming to slow down. It actually will help you relax a little bit. And then there's also a trick that I can teach you that helps you with the editing process. So we can talk about that more later. But today we're sticking to the points. So number two, speak clearly and slowly. And number three, ask questions to get interactions from your viewers. Now, this is huge, even if you think you don't have any viewers. Maybe you're going live and nobody shows up. That's okay. You can still pose questions. You can still connect with your audience as if they are right there with you. Because what happens with live streaming is most people watch the replay. It can be very challenging to catch everyone's live broadcasts, but most will watch the replay. Or they'll listen to the replay, whether it's on Facebook or Instagram or on YouTube or a podcast. That's the beauty, is that people can tune in just to the audio version of what your live broadcast is. So they'll be listening. And so it's important to ask questions and pose those questions. You know, for instance, are you going live for your business? Let me know. And if you're not watching or listening to me on a platform that has built-in chat like Facebook, then drop me a comment over on my website. I have a little chat icon in the bottom right-hand corner. You can just start up a chat with me and say, Ed, I'm using Facebook Live, or I'm using Instagram Live, or I'm not using live broadcasting yet. I don't know where to start or what to do. Seems easy, but I don't get it. Goes way over my head. You know, whatever it is, but start that conversation. Because remember, social media is all about starting or joining a conversation. And you being here right now is joining the conversation. When you go to drop a comment, you're either continuing the conversation based off of what I was asking, or you're starting a new one because you have other questions. That's the beauty of it. For another example, Tabitha is here with us live. So she says, so true. I checked a live video I did in February and saw a reach of 371. That's 371 more people who didn't hear me before that day. Yes, I love that you brought that up, Tabitha. It is so, so important to know that these videos, these live videos, are not just about right now in this moment when I hit that live button. See, that's what I teach. Tabitha is actually one of my clients, both in my paid membership as well as Coaches Go Live. And it's a beautiful thing when you can see that it's not just that moment you hit the go live button, because that's really just the start. It's what happens afterwards. It's where that video goes, what it does for you in the background while you're sleeping. It's what it does to you on the inside, because it's not just about going live and promoting your business. That's part of it, obviously, because that's what we want. We want to be able to get seen and heard more online. But there's also something that happens here and here, and it's a powerful, powerful feeling. And that's what I love about live. For those who don't know, I actually feared live broadcasting when I first started. Back before I officially started my business, I feared going on camera. I would be the guy taking the photos, directing people who were in front of the camera, but I did not like being the person in front of the camera, let alone being the person in front of the camera who was live on Facebook. I was like, no, that's never going to happen. But then I realized I had to do something different than everyone else in order for my business to stand out, in order for me to stand out. And that's when live streaming came around. And that's when I decided that was going to be the thing that I had to get good at. I had to be okay with getting in front of the camera. It wasn't easy. I had to do a lot of work, both personally and professionally, to get this to where I'm at today. And that's the journey that I get to share with my clients each and every day. And that's what I get to help them through, no matter where they're starting or where they want to go. I get to help guide them through that journey because I didn't have that guide. I had to figure that all out on my own. So really embrace the technology. Know that video marketing is a powerful tool. And when you can use something like Facebook Live to live stream in real time to your audience, whether you have 0 or a million, is a powerful thing. And it allows you to show up in a way like no other piece of content allows you to do. And it's the preferred post type on all the platforms. So when you're thinking about what do I post today, I'll just post this cool little graphic. That's great. And I mean, if it's relevant, then by all means do it. But also know that there's more to it than just posting that graphic to help you stay relevant and to help keep you top of mind. You have to show up live. And when you do, you make a difference, both for yourself and for those who are tuning in. And one more point I want to bring up before I let you go, because this came up over the weekend in some comments on another post that I was following, is that we have to remember that all the things that we do for our business, posting on social media, going live, email marketing, all of the things, we do it as part of an effort to help us get seen, to help us get heard, to help us start a conversation that could lead to a sale, that could lead to a collaboration, that could lead to us speaking at an event, right? It's that conversation that leads us to those growth opportunities. And what had come up in this post in the comments was around how we sometimes forget that most people are just tuning in. They're not going to always comment or share or like our posts or respond to our emails or whatever it is. And we have to understand that that doesn't mean that we're not doing our job or that we're not reaching our people. That's just a fact. Like that we're just, as humans, we're just consumed with a lot of information. And so I call these followers of ours secret followers. They're the ones who are tuning in and listening and reading and watching. But they're not always going to let you know that they're there. But they're going to watch you. And they're going to connect with you. And they're going to buy from you when it's the right time for them. So don't get discouraged when you're putting out your live videos and you don't get 100 viewers live or 5 likes or whatever that number is for you. Don't let that get you down. Don't let that stop you from showing up. This is something I teach inside of my program, Coaches Go Live, is that we have to go in with a certain mindset in order for us to be successful and in order for us to continue to show up consistently for our audience. Because when we do, that's when we get noticed. That's when we really start to stand out. And that's when those conversations come. Then those collaborations, then those sales. So keep that in mind the next time you're creating your content, the next time you're thinking about going live, and really, really understand that it's all about you showing up, delivering, and engaging with your audience as much as possible. To wrap things up, let's hear those 3 tips for video marketing with Facebook Live one more time. We have 1, use a good quality camera with decent lighting. That lighting can be external. It doesn't have to be a ring light or a fancy light. It can be just the light from your windows. Number 2, we want to speak clearly and slowly. There's many reasons for this, but just remember to try to slow things down a little bit when you're talking, especially if you're new to live streaming. And number 3, you want to ask questions to get interactions from your viewers. Whether or not you have live viewers, it doesn't matter. Still ask questions just like we did in the beginning of this episode. If you have any questions, or if you're ready to take that next step and have the conversation about how I can help you with your live streaming journey, please be sure to reach out. You can message me anytime at edtroxel.com. And until next time, I hope that you have a wonderful day and enjoy the rest of your week. Take care, everyone.